back. It's better. This is Rankin Nation, straight from the hip, previously known as RankinNationSportsFan.com. I have reformatted and gone through everything I needed to go through to make this a better show and much more pleasurable and entertaining for the listener. So if you want to call it anything, call it Rankin Nation from my hips to my lips. Straight off my noggin. This is a freestyle podcast based around local Atlanta sports talk. It sounds more complicated than I'm making it out to be, but generally, I'm going to speak what's on my mind for the day, along with news and notes from all Atlanta area sports teams and all my favorite teams, period, because this is my show. So, with saying that, let's get down to business. I am Scott Rankin, your host for Rankin Nation from my hips to my lips. And we're going to start up today by talking about the Atlanta Falcons in the 2019 NFL Draft. The Falcons started out in the first night, Thursday night, and they had one first round draft pick, which was the 14th overall, and they traded up at the 31st pick to select another offensive lineman, which they took Chris Lindstrom from Boston College. He's a guard from Boston College, and he has to be pretty good. So they drafted him in the first round, and they took another Husky white boy, big farmhand or whatever from Washington State. They brought him down to Atlanta. So we're gonna see what these boys can do for us, and hopefully they can gel and keep Matt Ryan vertical instead of horizontal. And what I think about this, well, I'm one of those guys that likes the picks, the big hoorah, guys, the best available pick. I don't know, but it's not very football savvy because I'm not running the team. So, but overall, they addressed what they needed, and I'm glad that they're doing this in the first round when they had their minds to it. I think if the guy that came from Clemson, the top defensive lineman from Clemson, I think if he wasn't picked right ahead of them, I think they would have picked him instead of this guard from Boston College, Chris Lindstrom. I think they would have gone that way instead, but things fell where they may, and now we have a bolstered offensive line. Whether it's going to be as good as Dallas's offensive line or many of the other top offensive lines in the NFL, who knows? We'll see how it pans out this year, because generally these guys can come in right away and be productive. Like look at old Matthews, our little Matthews we got from Texas A&M. He's been a solid contributor to the offensive line since he's gotten here. So anyway, I was a little disappointed because I didn't realize that they gave up a second round pick to get the 31st pick. I was like, man, because Dan Quinn and them boys, they can find some picks out there, as everybody well knows, in the later rounds of the draft, like they have like Grady Jarrett and Deion Jones, to name a few. And plus, also on that note, that there were a couple of late rounds in the last year or two that they picked up some of the guys that were on the starting line last year. The Schweitzer and I think one other guy, I can't remember his name right offhand, but you guys, you follow the Falcons, you know who I'm talking about. I just want to pause a moment and give a shout out to my buddy Sam. Hopefully you're listening, Sam, and I want to shout out to my mom and my dad and my friends Marion and Raleigh Lambert. Hopefully this is more entertaining than it was last time, and hopefully it'll work out. But I'm going to keep at it and keep going with it this time. So with saying that, please, if you want to promote me in any way, just tell anybody you know or whatever to tune in if they want to, if they have extra time or whatever. These segments that I have are not long. And I won't lose the interest of the listener. Trust me. I can put the Rankin Nation Entertainment seal on that. Moving on, we have the Atlanta Braves, and the Braves are kind of squandering around for the 500 mark. They fell a game below 500 tonight, and they have a 12-13 record now. Max Fried took the loss, his first loss of the season, and he got romped pretty good there, and the Rockies took off in the later innings or whatever to make it too tough to come back from. Even though the Braves are good at late inning rallies, they couldn't overcome this one. There's too much wood on the balls tonight for the Rockies. No pun intended. My opinion about the Braves this year, it's too early to tell. I'm really upset about their bullpen because it is deplorable. I cannot tell you when the last time we had an awful bullpen, and it's been a real long time. This bad. It was bad last year. We gave up a lot of walks. That was the big problem. And apparently they got rid of Chuck Martinez. I think that was the pitcher coach's name was, or Chuck Hernandez, one of the two. And they brought in this guy from the old pitcher coach from the Phillies, which he has a good track record up there. He brought that pitching staff back to life over the last couple of years with their draft picks and everybody they've acquired up there. Bobby Cox back in the day, he would have done fired everybody or sent everybody back down that was up here, and he would have brought a whole new bullpen up here. And he's done it. He's done it in the past. That's how we were introduced to Kevin Millwood and a couple of those other guys back in the day. Even though Kevin Millwood was the starter, that was how he was brought up. Because the later in the staff, the fourth and fifth starters were not living up to what their potential, what a Braves starting pitcher needed to be. So he fired them all. He brought up a bunch of guys. I can get these group of guys that I'm talking about. I haven't done my homework on it but I could remember. But I don't want to sit here and waste your time sitting here, trying to reminisce and taking up valuable airtime. The Braves now have some guys back in there in the management offices, like Brian Snicker and the GM they have in there now. They're pretty aggressive and good at what they do. Obviously, because Snick won the Manager of the Year last year, and his track record speaks for itself for being an organization as long as he has. And the GM we have, he's a old GM from Toronto and a few other teams, and he's built some pretty good teams before in the past. So I will send give it over to them to make sure that they do their. I'm sure they're going to tell everybody. This is my opinion that I think they're going to get it all straightened out. Otherwise, these guys ain't going to be around in the Braves organization anymore if they don't start pitching like they're supposed to be. Because they're in the big show, so I don't see big show numbers. All I see is big show losses, and that's my opinion about the two hot topics in Atlanta sports talk right now. And that's what my show is going to be about. We're going to open up the show with the sports talk. A few minutes here and there. Maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and then I'm going to get into what's on my mind, been taking on my mind for the day. As we move on to my topic of the day, or not topic really, it's just talk, it's just real talk, real folks, I have these little sayings I'm gonna introduce to every podcast, and the saying for today is, I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I've been. Isn't that pretty cool? I got that off of a movie that was really near and dear to my heart. I won't say what it is, but if you've seen it, you probably know whose mouth it came from. But if you're on pins and needles about it, it was a quote from the character of Winnie the Pooh in the latest film with Christopher Robin. Ewan McGregor plays Christopher Robin in this. I know it's a kiddie movie or whatever, but Winnie the Pooh is near and dear to my heart because that's who I walked around with when I was a kid. It was my buddy, and I called him Oopie because I couldn't say Winnie the Pooh, and I drug him around the house by his ear, and he still in his ears. It was always hanging halfway off, and Mama would always sew it up, and but it always come apart and stick right where it broke loose. Or it never break loose, but when she fixed it, it would always open back up to right where she started sewing. Not saying she's a bad seamstress or nothing, or a bad sewer, but it's just the way it was, and it's still like that today. And that's what I want to open my topic up with today. It's been on my mind lately that my generation, the kids that I grew up with, and this is within within a 5 to 7 year range from my age, in that general ballpark. Because we all grew up in a time. We grew up in the last times where there were still a lot of innocence out there in the way society was. Get old home, get get old. This is good old days or whatever. Still, back then in the '70s, even though a lot of weird craps happened back then, like all these mass murderers, or no, I'm talking serial killers out there, and all this weird stuff happened, and all the weird clothes, and but you know what? There were a lot of good friends, and we did we hung out, and the family hung out, and we played. Us kids, the guys I hung out with when I was a kid, we we didn't stay inside. Yeah, we had Ataris and stuff, but we Atari time was Atari time. It wasn't. We didn't sit around during the day on a nice sunny day. At any time of the week, even on a school day, we didn't sit inside and do that until it was until it was time to go home or something, or it was the weekend. But even on the weekends, we were gone, man. I mean, gone. It was like from as soon as we woke up. Oh no, I'm sorry. After Saturday morning cartoons was over, it was on after that. But on Sunday, as soon as if you were going to church or whatever, us kids were doing, we got together right around after lunch, I think. And then except during football season, all the kids watch football, NFL, of course, and we watch college football too, but not all year long. And that's been on my mind lately. I would just wish that the kids nowadays could have experienced something like that. But society is not going to stay the same throughout time. I know there's technological advances here and there, and interest peak towards other things, like especially technology and stuff like that. But I just think the morals that our kids are getting, and all the lessons in life that need to be learned are it's a thing of the past. Generally, when by the time a parent gets to talk to their kid about something that's that the parent needs to teach the child, it's already been taught to the child some other way, or by somebody else, or by some kind of social media or whatever, because kids can get a hold of anything nowadays and start basing their opinions on whatever they see out there, instead of from the people who are trying to raise them in a way that they think it seems best at the time, or your opinion. Everybody raises their kids different. I'm not saying anything derogatory about that. I'm just saying kids nowadays are not getting the same. They're not getting raised the same as they need to be. Kids need to be taught how to lose as well as how to win. Not everybody's a winner. You can't go teaching these kids nowadays. You can't be teaching any kid nowadays that everybody's a winner. Life is like game is like games and lollipops and freaking cotton candy and all that crap. Because it's not. Because once you leave high school and you leave the wings and the warmth of your childhood house and your parents, the people that love you very close. Once you leave there, the world will start beating you down. And I am a witness to it. I attest to it, and I've hated it through the years. But you know what? I never gave up. I never. Everybody thinks about suicide or whatever, this and that. But I never really thought, oh, I'm gonna do it, blah blah blah. I never thought that at all. I never crossed my mind really. I've always been, well, if this happened, yeah, woe is me. But I don't pity party around anybody, and anybody that knows me well enough knows me. I don't sit around. I might complain about it for a minute or two, but then it's over with. I'm gonna suck it up and drive on, And I tell you what, people, if you know what situation I'm in right now, you're going, oh, poor Rankin or poor Scott or whatever. But you know what? Don't pour me, because I'm gonna get through this, and whatever else is ailing me. And you know what? I'm gonna teach people, and I want to teach people, and I want to maybe not preach. I'm not a preacher. I'm more of a teacher. I'd like to teach any of my friends' kids, because I don't have kids. I want to teach them the you know life is more life life is more than just waking up and going to work and coming home and spending your money and all stuff. That like life is there's something out there more. I miss my calling. I'm supposed to be an entertainer. I'm supposed to make people happy. I'm supposed to make people laugh. And I miss my calling. I missed a lot of things in my life. But here I am. I'm 47. I'm not over the hill. I'm not under the hill either. So take take this show and anything that I say with a grain of salt. It's supposed to be entertaining. I just the times I miss. I'm a big music person. I love music. I love my music, and it goes anywhere. I'm not really maybe late 50s, like 59 or at the oldest maybe. But all the 60s and 70s were that's some of the music that'll never ever be the same. The people that made that music and the way it is, it's timeless music, and it'll always be with us 100 years from now, I hope. But and the music they have coming out with nowadays, I'm not saying it's not talented or whatever. It's not. It's not. It's not. But it's not good to me. It's not. I can't go down the road singing that stuff. I can't. Not like you can't. Everybody knows all the words to Boston's first album, or four-play long, four-time long play or whatever that song. Everybody knows the words of that song, or Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Yeah, everybody knows the words of that song. Stuff like that, Tom Sawyer by Rush. I don't go down the road. I don't go down the road remembering freaking Maroon 5 songs and stuff. It's like, who the heck is that? All I know is their lead singer's like, he once was on the cover of GQ as one of the hottest men on the planet or something at the time. Well, and I don't see it anywhere. But anyway, I'm not here to judge what man is good looking and what other man is not good looking. Oh, and another thing, the thing about subjecting our kids to life lessons and all stuff. You know what? I would never throw or never try to explain transgender or gayness or any of that stuff around my kid until until they're of sound mind and want to kind of go, hey, by the way, what is a gay person? Till they came to me and asked me about it. I don't want to. I don't want my kids to be watching TV and then they all of a sudden they're going, hey, Daddy, why, what is that other bathroom for? Well, can I go in there? I'd be like, hell no, you can't go in there. It's like, because you have one gender and one gender only. You're a male or you're a female, and you go in the male's room, male bathroom, or you go to the female's bathroom. You're not going to go in an it bathroom. That's for Pat. Pat from Saturday Night Live. It's like, hey, Pat, when you go into the bathroom, which bathroom do you go to? Well, she goes, when I gotta go, I gotta go wherever I can. See, don't subject a kid, don't subject an open slate of a kid's mind to what you've already put in your mind is the way you want to be. Let the kid make it up for themselves. Don't, all this crap about, gay pride, heterosexual pride, or whatever. Just take that somewhere else. And by the way, to all my listeners, I might lose a couple listeners, but you know what? Being gay is not a civil right. That's all I have to say about that. I'm not going to retort. I'm not going to go anywhere else with that. Just making that statement. I got caught up on a rabbit trail there. But to get back to what I was talking about, this is the point I was trying to make about children being raised and the life lessons that need to be learned. About that, the point I was trying to make about that is just a lot of kids are missing out on the life lessons that need to be learned. They need to be in a situation to where they're up against a bully at school and they're afraid of what might happen because this kid's gonna be waiting for you over by the buses, behind the buses or something one day. Because I had to deal with that, and I talked to my parents about it, and they couldn't do anything about it. So my dad told me, he goes, well, you better learn to go out and defend yourself. And I said, all right, well, I'll do whatever it takes. But I never told my dad, I don't think my dad would ever expect me to go and packing heat to school or to carrying knife. Because I wouldn't do that. We didn't think about crap like that when we were in school back in those days. No one thought about carrying guns and when I was on crap at school. No one thought about going in and blowing everybody away that picked on them or put them down and all the stuff back then. It's like because people didn't think like that. Now you got all these TV shows and all stuff that do influence kids' minds, but there's some sick minded kids out there too now, and they need and a lot of them are not paid attention to. They're a lot of their health and mental issues are not taken care of by their parents correctly. So you get these kids they're going out into the public with all these other kids that they probably shouldn't be around. They probably should be in some kind of other kind of classroom setting to help them out with their problems. And back to my original topic, was reminiscing from growing up back in the day, and a lot of that has to do with what I'm talking about with raising our kids today. We had a lot of fun. I had a great fun childhood, even though I did grow up in a special needs family. My sister was a special needs child, and but I still there's never a dull moment in my household. We were latchkey kids. We went to school. My parents divorced when I was in an early age of my life, but no big deal. Their relationship didn't work out. I'm not distraught about it because I got to see both of them. Pretty much whenever I wanted to. So that's not the deal. I just things went. Think everybody's different. Everybody's lives are different. I don't look back. I don't look now. I'm not sitting here now going, oh, I miss the good old days. No, yeah, I don't miss the good old days. I mean, I wouldn't want to relive them. I'll tell you that. And everybody that agrees with that knows what I'm talking about. There'll probably be in the vortex of my life in the space-time continuum. There's probably like one moment that I would take and I would do it differently, and that's it. And I wouldn't change anything else. But if I could have that one moment back, I would definitely do it different. And my life probably would not have turned out the way it is now. But who knows? It probably could have, in a roundabout way, turned out to be the same as it is right now. Who knows? The timelines and all that stuff about what we do and how the decisions we make will affect us the rest of our lives. Those are very true statements. So, anyway, I'm running off on these little rabbit holes and stuff, but you get my point. If any of my friends want to, talk to me more about this topic or whatever, you can personally email me, or you could go through my website, RankinationSportsFans.com. It's all lowercase, but it's all one word, and you can get in touch with me through my website, which I'd rather you do because I can get hits on my website, and then you could critique me about anything. I know I'm running a little long on this segment, but thanks everybody again. I'm going to wrap this up, and thanks if you tune in, thanks for tuning in to my second inaugural podcast debut. And this is a little ending shout out to my cousin John. Hopefully this is entertaining to you, John. I want some pointers from you as well if you listen to this. Otherwise, everybody, thanks for listening to this